So, I believe we kind of left it in limbo as to the repairs of the ship and taking on the prisoners. I know that Dawson, or not Dawson, Hamilton, disfigured Dawson's corpse and sent him out the airlock of the Void Eagle. Um, well, actually, sent him out the hole that had been punctured into the smuggler's hold. Those repairs. Put myself in frame here. Those repairs to the Void Eagle are inconsequential as far as your resources are concerned. You keep enough spare on the marmoset to be able to handle, emergency repairs of various natures, and we're able to utilize those to salvage or save the Void Eagle from plunging into the the heated atmosphere of Juno. Um, I believe. Oh, you'll see a new splash screen for yourselves. Um, I still need a picture from Nox, unless you've already given me one and I forgot about it, like I did with everyone else's.
I have
You would
not.
never.
Okay, all right.
Don't let him off that easy.
Who who are these characters around us? Some of these don't look familiar to me.
The
Oh
ones on
yes,
top of the original crew.
yes.
A
Those
lot better.
are. Oh, and their names don't show when I put them as map objects instead of objects. Alright,
Yeah.
so left to right are Nemesis, the hacker and administrative commander of Raza, Zoe LaRue, the financial and trade and engineering commander, Jai Rao, the
Mad scientist.
yeah, we'll just go with head scientist. That's safe.
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, head scientist. That's what I said.
Oh, what did you say?
Mad
Oh,
scientist.
yeah, that's safe also. Um, and Charlie, commanding officer in charge of security.
Okay. Zoe's the one we were going to try to force to fraternize with her father.
That's
Yes.
correct. And then of course everyone in that little ring is you.
Is us, yeah.
That symbol is the symbol that I've decided is the Raza symbol. Kind of generic, but I like it.
Elegant simplicity.
Pretty much, yeah. And I'll move you over to your ship page. And you can see that you guys put the old hand and the new male in a brig, and Theo and the new female pirate into a brig. Um, did you have anywhere you were specifically putting Hamilton?
There's a conversation to be had there.
All right. That's actually a good place for us to jump in. It sounds like you may have ideas of what you want done with Hamilton before you get back to headquarters. So, who's
Do we,
initiating that conversation?
can we suppose that we've had a little bit of downtime so that everybody has kind of gotten the measure of the prisoners?
Um, yes, but with one caveat. I do need to know where Hamilton is while you're getting that little bit of downtime.
I
Uh, let's see here.
feel like he's just also going to brig, yeah.
He would go in the brig. I think we would have shoved him in with the old hand and the new male. That would have been my
Okay.
supposition.
Yeah. Each of those cells can fit 3 people uncomfortably, but they're prisoners. Comfort is not exactly one of their rights or privileges.
All
Uh,
right. I mean, Oogie has some ideas about what we ought to do with the prisoners now and in the future. Um, who, I mean, who would be interested in that? I mean, yeah, I don't want to keep taking things back to Elena.
well, good news for that. Elena has decided that now that this part of the mission has concluded, and Connor has uh, taken the helm and well has set a course and put somebody else on because Connor's not had any sleep yet either. Um, Armstrong has indicated that there's been no patterns of anyone doing anything but minding their own business. It looks like smooth sailing back to Camiego. Elena has gone down to rest. She has
Oh,
gone to
good.
her captain's quarters and put up the do not disturb light.
Thank goodness. All right. And Armstrong as well. Armstrong is
I'm-
also getting some shut eye.
Armstrong's gonna continue monitoring for a little bit, but has, if anybody has asked or pushed, uh, has asserted that they will go and get some rest in a couple of hours.
So are we? I see you've got us kind of clumped up with El Rada here. Is that relevant?
No, no, none of the position is relevant right now, except for
That
the
was
brig.
just when we were boarding the Void Eagle.
Let's. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was the boarding party.
Good at,
I'm still not super familiar. The whole structure of this campaign is just a little bit unnerving to me in the sense that we are technically not the ones in charge in character, and yet out of character we are the ones in charge. Those decisions ultimately fall to us, but I'm trying to figure out how to role play that structure.
I'm thinking that will probably change over time, but
Yeah,
I
your
don't know.
your characters may find themselves in possession of more decision-making power. Uh, if you're looking for a suggestion, I would propose that just roleplay it in character as if the character is just ignore the upper level part. Roleplay as if the character is just receiving orders in a railroaded campaign.
But so I guess what I'm thinking about here is we've got these prisoners, right? And we have to decide what to do with them. Um, Oogie has ideas about what he would like to do with them. I don't know with whom he could or should share those ideas.
Gotcha. Atlanta would be his first go-to in the hierarchy of rank. Um, with her taking some rest time, he could send a message to Camiego. Um, everyone would know that you're sending a message, but it can be encrypted, and I have not yet allowed any encryption breaking except at very high levels of technology and ability. So it's a safe transmission, but it does come with where you're at, and let's say about a 4-hour transmission delay. So it would be 8 hours before you got a response.
All right. In that case, probably just banter among the other vacant for now. Then
Okay. All right. You guys are all in the galley, or do you want to set a different scene?
um, I would be comfortable with being in the galley, just kind of drinking instant coffee during the post mission wind down and trip back.
Sorry if I'm hella distracted. I'm trying to actually find that portrait thing to solve that issue.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can get that to me later.
It should have been done weeks ago.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't mind delays in character development until after the characters actually reach level 2. I will start badgering you and Ben for a character portrait once you've actually leveled up to 2. So you're good for now.
Very soon, presumably.
It is very soon, yeah.
I could use this incredibly blurry Facebook picture. That is a solution.
I don't know if you should use pictures from Facebook.
Yeah, let's unless it's a celebrity photo, let's avoid
or yourself. but
It isn't a celebrity photo or a personal photo. It's an ad for a mask.
Oh, well, I'd be fine with that.
So it is publicly available advertising imaging.
But in the meantime, yeah, let's go ahead and figure out who all is in the mess, and I will draw you a little mess for you to be in.
Yay, we like getting into messes.
Yes, you do.
Freehand. I'm going to draw a mess. In blue. It's got to be in blue. That's right. That's the color. There we go.
That's the color
Drawing
of
a mess.
Oh, I've just yeah. Oh, that.
Don't stifle our artistic creativity, Dexter.
My bad. There you go.
Let me do that thing where I roll up roll 20.
It sure is a mess. All right.
Sign back in.
Who would like to be in the mess with Oogie?
Oh, I was gonna say yes, and then you had that last part. Oh, no, just messing.
That's right.
Messing.
Messing around.
You just hear a groan from outside. It's like, oh man, I thought of the worst pun. Anyways, no, I guess Archibald's fine being in there.
Take a gander at El
I
Rada.
mean, the mess is basically a single restaurant cubicle with like a microwave to heat up MREs, right?
Yeah, it's like a break room, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's all you've got. Is basically a break room. It has a mini fridge. It doesn't have a full fridge. It has a mini fridge. And a
really old TV.
Yeah, a little TV, and I think that there's got to be somewhere for Ivan to actually cook. So there's a little bit of counter space and a single burner stove.
So does this ship have an infirmary?
Yes, it does.
Does it have a morgue?
No.
I mean, it's like, does the infirmary even have like one chiller cabinet?
Probably.
I can't think
It's
of why it would.
I mean, it's a patrol ship.
Although
I guess. No, I mean, surely there's sometimes you need to keep a body around.
So
you can't just face every body you come across.
I think that was the. So Tulare, you're asking, give me a reason for this patrol boat to have a freezer in the infirmary.
Because we need some place to keep the beer when there's nobody dead on board.
Oh, and also I was going to say because Jai had a hand in commissioning the ship.
All right, there is a cooler, and you'd best not let Sonny find out you're keeping beer in it.
Perfect. I mean, that's easy. We just don't ever let anybody die, so she never has a reason to open it up. And if she did, and if somebody does die, then we just say that we will dispose of the remains with due respect and save her the trauma.
So we're gonna shut them through the airlock.
All right. So who's actually in the mess with Oogie?
Yeah, well, it's like I'm not quite sure where you got that beer from, Oogie, but I'll take some.
Oogie sneaks off to the infirmary, comes back with a can of beer for Archibald.
I'll have to figure that one out later then. I think it's. I don't know. Should it just be Oogie? Maybe Oogie and Ben. It seems like something Ben would do. No, I don't know if Ben cares about alcohol. Or Marcus, I suppose.
It sounds like he probably does.
I mean, I imagine he would, but you never know. I mean, he could just be into the regular drugs, you know?
The regular drugs.
Not the socially acceptable ones that is alcohol.
Right. All right.
Nah.
All right, so I suppose I'm having a conversation with Archibald then.
Sure.
All right.
Or
Is
some
Amaya going to be there?
suspiciously sourced beers.
So, let me just line this up perfectly. Okay, or you can just move it.
Yeah, sorry.
So Oogie's got beer in one hand and his ever-present data slab in the other. And he hunkers down next to Archibald and Amaya if they're in the mess all together. So what do you two make of these prisoners we've taken on board?
No, seem like a standard fare for pirates. Though
I beg,
that Hamilton one is seems a mite ruthless.
I dare say he is not exactly standard fare.
Yeah, he might not be quite as standard as the others.
I mean,
I
we're
don't know
not
how
under any.
much. I don't know how much our opinions carry weight within this organization, but I think that it would be a shame if we were to put all 5 of them in prison and leave them to rot.
Well, I'm sure we can give our recommendations. But
Here's what I figure.
I'm not.
Hamilton is a sociopath. We could just space that MF and be done with it. But
We can space all of them.
the other
We're not under any
4,
obligation to keep them.
the other 4 could be useful to Raza. The way I figure, at least one of them knows where to find decent artifacts on Trinidad Fade. And they seem to be pretty good at it. Good enough to make a better living at it than the rest of the pirates. Now, we have demonstrated to them the folly of trying to keep secrets from Raza. I say we send them back out to keep doing what they was doing, but with a new and honest leader.
I ain't going to bat for him, but I guess I can agree with making that recommendation. Though I don't know if it's our place to be Spades and Hamilton, but
Did you see what he did to the former captain's body before he shoved it out into space?
Yeah, that's not a bad point.
I can assure you, if he were on the other side of that brig door and had even half a chance, it would be one of us going out of that airlock.
What does the sheet say?
What does the sheet say?
Yeah. Oh, what was the mission thing? Green dogs.
The mission really had nothing to do with the pirates themselves.
Yeah.
It was really all just about recovering the materials, the gunk, the goop.
So we have no obligation to these guys at anything.
Right. They're not strictly speaking. I guess there could be something like, I don't know, hidden objectives. Out of character, but yeah, strictly speaking, we don't have really any obligation either way with the pirates. I reckon it's best to bring them back to the to Dry Sun to stand whatever sort of trial. That's my thinking. I suppose I'm not too hard to sway on taking care of Hamilton first, but still reckon we should leave that up to the Raza to proper justice.
I suppose it bears asking, and I don't reckon any of you all know, but just what does pass for justice around Raza? I do not remember seeing it in the orientation packet.
Well, I don't. Not exactly a proper government yet, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
But we do still get paid by them.
We get funded by them. There's a difference.
I'm not seeing it.
Funding means that we are on the line for a mission. And that's what they're paying for, is the mission. Payment would be as though we were employees of some kind of legitimate business organization. And I can tell you with the greatest of certainty that Raza ain't no such thing.
Out of character knowledge. Gosh dang.
Yeah,
What's
it's,
that?
I would say that merchanting is the place to place merchanting they do could be considered legitimate business.
Yeah.
well,
But
I'd
shoot,
also say, I mean, mercenaries get paid for their work. Don't call that getting funded. Let's call that getting paid.
Do you reckon we're mercenaries then?
I don't know what the hell we are.
Or are we
Our-
free?
with
Are
our
we
memories.
freelancers?
Well, we got our minds wiped for this job, so I don't rightfully know what we are because I don't know there's a word for that.
conditions of employment must not be able to remember past.
Exactly.
I
It's
mean,
like,
I hadn't exactly made it sound quite that sinister yet, but you're damn right. Now, the guy I used to be seems to think that this is important and worthwhile, so I'm giving him ever so slightly the benefit of the doubt, but only because he used to be me.
hmm. Don't know about that.
I wonder if they could put our old memories inside of robot bodies. They have them stored somewhere.
Yeah, point of order, out of character. Do we know that they have them stored somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
On the QEDs. It's not the easiest thing to access, but
You're right. I mean, I guess I didn't know if that was part of the what was told to the vacant.
Yeah, I feel like this Raza iteration has been very transparent, um, kind of formed by player preferences here, and so they would have told the vacant, told the volunteers before going in that memories can be restored, but it's an imperfect process, and that's one of the reasons that that they're working with the Trin is to try and figure out how to make it better, so that after this war is over, they can, you know, give you your old life back when you no longer need the protection of that memory loss.
Okay, that's actually pretty decent. I like that.
Okay, cool.
and we happen to have some of the little QEDs on board with us now too.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things that the pirates had.
In any case, I reckon if Roz is going to be a real government or a real business or any of all that, well, I suppose you're right. They ought to stand trial.
I reckon they want some degree of legitimacy.
That's fair. But that having been said, we are working closely with the various pirates in this region. So Raza has not taken a firm stance against piracy. I still think that some of those crew might be valuable assets to Raza. Better than shoving them in a prison and letting them eat and drink.
Well, sure, that's why we give my recommendations. And I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna, oppose the Raza to save them or nothing, but certainly recommend they get their fair chance.
I don't think they're gonna care. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't part of the mission, right? I mean, I guess. But if you want them to work for the Raza, they got to talk to the Raza. I was talking. I was like,
Well, that raises an important question. Aren't we, after a fashion, the Raza?
we are. Yeah, sure, reckon.
We are agents of that
Representatives.
organization. And I
What
don't
else?
know exactly where we vacant stand in the rankings per se, but they seem to think that we're important to this endeavor.
Well, my understanding is, yeah, they can only make so many of us.
More important in is that far.
Say that again, please.
I said we're important in is that far. That they can't just pump us out on an assembly line. Am I coming through?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you came through. I'm just trying to think of where to go with this next. Sorry. Well, I reckon we're going to be back at Camiego in the morning. Maybe we get some rest and clean up a little bit and prepare to deliver depositions during debriefing. I suppose all of us are going to be in quarantine for about a week anyway. Ain't that what they said?
I didn't quite remember that part, but probably, yeah.
Quarantine for what?
I'm not forgetting that, right? We were told we were going to be in quarantine because of the goo.
Oh, the goo. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, you were.
Okay. If I were completely misremembering that, I would try to retract it, but
There's
Nope.
no need.
Nope, you're good.
I mean that goo we brought on board, right? Some kind of infectious agent. They want to make sure that we are not contaminated.
I suppose that includes all the pirates in the brig too. So got
Yes,
some time
indeed.
to think about it.
Now, maybe they give us something a little bit more comfy than the inside of our own ship, but I wouldn't count on it.
Sounds like the room descends into a contemplative silence at the prospect of a week in quarantine in an uncertain environment.
Sure.
All I'm saying, if any of y'all turn zombie, I'm tough and gamey from a life of hard work.
And remember, you're supposed to tell others when you get bit. No one
Only
trusts no one.
consider it. Wouldn't be hospitable otherwise.
Right.
All right. So I think that's probably a good enough place to end the scene.
Okay. I
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
I wasn't sure where to step in those silences. If you want me to keep out if there's a silence, I absolutely will.
No, I think that was good. A
Okay.
declaration from the narrator that the room descends into contemplative silence.
Okay, cool. All right. So with that, yeah, the the ship does begin the what are we looking at? 48 hour. Yeah, it's 48 hours, right? Yeah, it is. Wow, I'm losing all my memories. 48-hour trek, divided by two, so 1 day trek back to Kamiego. You've got 7 days of quarantine ahead of you, based on everything they've said so far. Um, and your trip back is just uninterrupted. There's nothing happens of any import. Everyone on the ship is pretty tired, so shifts are rotating, but it's almost a already zombie-like malaise. Just autopiloting back to Kamiego and Drysun. Uh, in contact range with Kamiego, Elena does fire up the screen and call into command. Um, Jaya is the one that responds, and Elena briefs him on how the tubes were collected, um, as well as the potential damage to the tubes by ship's fire and them escaping the smuggler's hold. And Jai does confirm that yes, he'd like everyone to quarantine, um, and that he says this almost disinterestedly that Nemesis has prepared some uh, more comfortable accommodations for the crew to quarantine in as the ship is being checked and decontaminated. Basically, it's being fumigated. So, gather up your personal belongings. They're also going to be washed and decontaminated. And meet at the airlock. Make sure to secure any prisoners that you have.
So
And
it just occurred to me we didn't role play this properly. We did have somebody flying the other ship back with us, right?
yes, Marcus.
Okay. All right.
And I believe, yeah, we did kind of skip over that. If Ben were here, I think we would have noticed it. But Marcus and we'll just say Ivan are over there taking shifts in piloting that. Um, Technically not necessary because the free merchant can be crewed by just one person. Um, Even when that person's asleep, assuming nothing comes up and they don't wake up for it. But for safety reasons, Ivan went over there to just make it a little bit more sociable with him. And so we'll have a little bit of conversation with Ben when he comes back about the experience that he had with Ivan. Somebody remind me about that next week. Oh, it may be 2 weeks. I'll talk about that later. Um,
That worked better for me, anyways.
okay, yeah, I've got a visitor, and I don't know if they're staying uh through this session. I believe they're going back to the airport literally at 3 my time. So if I'm going with them, I won't be here. If I'm not, then I'd get distracted as they leave here. It would just be easier for me to skip next week. Why couldn't Mother's Day have been next week?
I'll be on vacation next week, so
Okay.
I'll be able to play, but it'll be slightly more inconvenient.
I'm going to make myself a quick note here that Ben is to scene with Ivan on Void Eagle. Alright. The Marmoset and the Void Eagle both land. Oh, and everything that Jai said goes for the Void Eagle as well.
That's why I brought it up.
Yep, thank you. It should be noted also that Jai is pleased that you have brought back a whole ship that just needs basically just some external repairs. A little bit of internal also, but most of the damage superficial is what I'm looking for. That basically just needs superficial repairs.
I mean, it's not really well. I guess it is. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know the correct term. There's
it's
some
not. It's not literally filled with holes.
right.
It just has
I
a
mean,
couple.
it was still space worthy when we brought it in.
Yes. um, and unless there are any scenes that you want to have while you're in quarantine, then your week of quarantine is in a quickly constructed quick fab little housing unit. You each have your own little bedroom. It's only big enough for your bed and about a foot of space on one side of that bed. But you're not sleeping in barracks. And there's a shared common area, some entertainment stuff set out and available to you, um, and some of the science staff coming in, check science and medical staff coming in and checking vitals, checking everybody's various chemical levels. Um, there's a little bit of discussion over Marcus the first time that his chemical levels are checked. But nothing untoward after that. Um, and I think if we were to add just one little character scene in here, you can add more if you want, like I said, it would be that for the first time on screen, characters and players are seeing Armstrong playing with a cube.
Playing with a cube.
A Rubik's cube. Yeah.
Okay.
At their request as a kind of personal stress relief technique. A Rubik's cube is fabricated and brought in, and it passes Armstrong's initial inspection and even holds up when Armstrong goes full speed on it. Now I'll ask, are there any scenes, are there any interactions that you three want to have between yourselves or any NPCs, including actually anyone at the base at this point?
No interaction, but I do have downtime activity.
Okay, let's hear it.
So you and I had talked a little bit about this in channel about how this would be an opportunity for us to make progress on the project of Oogie's financial reconciliation project.
Mm-hmm.
And a week of downtime seems like there would be quite a bit that he could get done in there, especially since he's got nothing better to do.
Okay. Let's hear. How about a montage? It's almost like a training montage, but it's gonna be a spreadsheet montage. Try and make that interesting.
Okay, hold on. I need about 30 seconds to prep for this.
I'm sorry, Connor.
Oh, hey there, Lula.
I'm only sort of here.
Okay, fair enough.
Though it is, I will note, alarmingly quiet in here.
Oh yes, we
He's
are.
preparing something, and we're not sure what.
I have
would-
been given a very challenging task here.
Spreadsheet
see.
montage.
Spreadsheet montage.
I see.
With-
Hold on, I hear my daughter tramping down. Oh, what is she doing?
Tramping, obviously.
She was tramping down the stairs. I was trying to figure out what she was doing, but apparently she went outside. Okay. Spreadsheet montage. Oogie spends most of his week in quarantine, deeply entrenched in the analysis of the state of Raza's finances. Pots of coffee disappear down his thirsty gullet, a fortune in water and caffeine alike. As he examines the tenuous state of Raza's financial affairs, he discovers that while they have no formally useful cash flow, they do have a number of assets in their possession at this time, which have allowed them to remain stable. However, given that they are trying to transition from a lone wolf mercenary style organization to some kind of system wide or sector wide influence, mover and shaker, a faction unto their own right, they're going to need something more. They're going to need actual resources and
Cash
either
flow.
they're going to need cash flow, they're going to need manufacturing, or they're going to need salvaging operations. They're going to need to be a business and a government, as well as whatever else they aspire to be in terms of their influence in the area. And he has managed to establish to some degree, which we will resolve in a moment, I suppose, by a dice roll, at least some first steps that might be taken in order to take Raza in that direction.
Preparing your presentation for the Shark Tank.
Okay.
Double nat ones, come on here.
And yes, I think some admin intelligence roles or trade intelligence sound fitting here.
Okay, so let's see here. I've got
I would
trade.
also allow wisdom in this case.
I've got intelligence and wisdom both at +0, so I will do trade at trade with wisdom, just because why not?
Okay. I don't know if I expressed this at the session 0, but when there are different options for skill or attribute, I also modify the response and the information that I provide based on those. So trade will get different information than admin, when I can manage it, and intelligence will have a different slant to it than wisdom.
Then wisdom, right? Yeah, that's what I figured. And that's why I'm going with wisdom. He's going at this with more of a gut instinct of, less of a this is what accounting school would teach you about how to do this, and more of a this is what a life of the mental equivalent of muscle memory of conducting business has given him. So let's see how bad this roll is going to screw me over.
It may not do it at all.
Okay. Now you said that Oogie was doing this almost entirely solo, but do you want him to have received any help? Do you want anyone able to make an aid check to assist him?
Yeah, Oogie would certainly have accepted some help in this regard.
All right. We'll farm that out to PCs first of all. Are there any PCs that would be interested in this enough to sit down, for more than just a quick 5-minute chat? And this would probably involve a little bit of time over the course of the week.
Yeah, does the fact that Oogie has basically gone full workaholic mode intrigue anybody enough to come over and offer to help?
Not Archibald.
It is possible that Connor might be interested and able to help, because he'd at very least be wondering why he'd locked himself up in his quarters in wherever it was. Are we, if we're even on the ship right now?
Oh, for your background, Lulu, both ships have landed, and you've been routed into a prefab, quickly constructed quarantine. Um, everyone has their own. I guess I shouldn't call it a room. Everyone has their own bed that is surrounded by walls, like within the very narrow dimensions of the bed, plus about a foot for walking to the bed.
Okay.
It's a very tiny
Yeah.
space, but it's still private.
Yeah, I think it's plausible then that Connor would wonder why the heck Oogie had locked himself up in his room for all of that. They're locked up enough as it is. And
Okay. How would Connor help?
so, in this case, what Connor's skill set is, and what Connor's familiar with is, managing starships, plying the trade lanes, and I think that is his approach. Like, he might not be a trader himself, but he knows all the routes starships take. He knows like what it takes to actually manage those sort of, or to deal with those sort of supply lines from the perspective of someone working on one of the ships. So I think if I can apply that skill here, to advise him and give him some idea of the individual starship crewmen's or pilots or captains or whatever's perspective on the logistics of this.
Yeah.
That'd be
That sounds like a pilot check with either intelligence or wisdom again.
okay. I'll go ahead and use intelligence here.
Okay.
Where the fuck is my sheet? Oh, there it is.
So it sounds like we are trying to devise a bare bones initial plan for what kind of trade routes Raza might be able to initiate based on your knowledge of how trade routes, interstellar trade routes work, and Oogie's knowledge of commerce.
Yeah, I think that's about right. That sound right, Dex?
Yes, it does. So, taking a more intuitive approach to it, as Uki's primary tack here, has turned up some surprising, perhaps to Ugi, results in this. Things aren't as bad as they looked. In fact, things are looking more like they were made to look scattershot and as dilapidated as they were, perhaps intentionally. Now, the Raza as an organization still doesn't have those working trade foundations that Ugi knows that they need. But there was some intelligence, perhaps madness, but mad intelligence all the same, behind those early transactions. Candy apple parts were code for something. The other expenses, golden toilet seats. There's no golden toilet seats anywhere, and that's probably not a line on there. I'm just using it as an example. But there's lines on there that would just get looked over as somebody's mad doodling until a trained eye and an experienced eye in conjunction with the knowledge of trade lines that Connor brings to the discussion, that show a very, very, dare I say it, shrewd mercantile mindset in the trades that have occurred. It would be absolutely mind-boggling wealth for a small operation of maybe, say 5 people. That's where it ends, though. It's not sustainable at an organizational level, and that gives Oogie and Connor a direction to take their TED talk, so to speak.
Okay, I'm writing this down in my in what's going to be my session report for next time, but I'll give you the Cliff's notes in just a moment here.
Okay. Now to put it in slightly out of character terms, Zoe LaRue did the trading in the previous campaign, and she had Shrewd Merchant, the focus. I believe at level 2 also. And she made that ship millions without them having to ever farm out to do a job for anyone that they didn't want to work for. And all while rejecting her father's money over and over again.
Kept trying to throw it at us. She's like, no.
He did. How much, Lulu? How much did he offer to pay just to get Zoe's QED?
I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot.
All right, so here's the summary. During quarantine, Oogie and Connor continued the analysis of Roz's finances and discovered a pattern to the madness. Roz's finances are not as shabby as they first appear. They've been shrewdly made to appear shabby for reasons that are not yet apparent. This isn't sustainable for Raza as a governing faction, but it explains how they made it this far.
Perfect.
I think Zoe would like that too.
Yeah, I think so.
That's probably something intentionally done by Zoe.
Oh, she was rebellious against everything.
Yeah.
You call
Yeah.
my NPCs obstinate. What about Zoe?
I just because I think your NPCs are obstinate doesn't mean I don't think Zoe's obstinate.
Fair enough. All right. All right, and with that, I do want to launch into an answer to the question that you asked just before the session started here, Tulair. So, before I do that, I want to open the floor to any other interactions, because beyond this point, there's no going back.
Pretty much. I think Connor. Oh wait, so we're not actually on the ship, are we?
No, you're not.
Okay. Well, then I assume Nemesis provided some sort of VR thing, and I assume Archibald's like doing some sort of training simulator for like the ship computers and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In that common room.
So he felt a little inadequate watching Libra do the shooting.
Okay. Yeah, in that common room that you're given to, and there may have been some I gotta get the word shrewd out of my mind. Some clever social engineering with the size of those rooms. It is forcing everyone out into the common room and socializing. That may not be the best for quarantining people, but this is also Jai, who I don't think would object if the accommodations also created a petri dish which simultaneously tested to see if the mixing of anybody caused other reactions.
Oh, it's not right.
Am I wrong, Lulu?
I mean, it's not how I would set things up, but sure.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a method to Jai's madness in this case.
It's not quite up to Jai standards.
Maybe.
But maybe he's gotten the individual testing data down, or at least
Yeah.
saw it and wants to branch out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the case. He was able to get the initial testing data down off of say the first 18 hours in which everyone was confined to their room, and then let everyone out to mingle and see if anything happens from there.
Okay.
Also, it was highly recommended by the more social people as a way of keeping people happy through a week of quarantine.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, the community room that you have absolutely has several VR hookups for training or entertainment. When you bring up the console, the first thing you see is the training. It takes a little bit to find the entertainment. It's like finding solitaire on a government computer. It's probably there. You just have to be able to know where to look.
That's okay. Archibald's being responsible, not playing video games on company time or anything.
That's not what you're doing.
Just flight sims and shooting things. That's totally not a video game.
I'm sure Nemesis probably agrees.
Exactly. I think Nemesis got so good at what she's doing.
All right, so I am playing wiggly waggly with the timey wimey stuff.
Yay.
The
Those are
mission.
words.
I'm pretty sure the expression is wibbly wobbly, but okay.
I know. I didn't want to get sued. The mission that Lisa and Saul went out on, although you guys selected it all at the same time, selected their mission and your mission, unless there's a good in-universe reason not to, and I will consider consistency to be a good reason, I'm not really setting a specific time when they start that, or when you started yours. What I want to achieve is for all of the NPCs to be available to you whenever you're at one of these mission breaks. I don't want to have to worry about, oh well, this mission is still out there doing whatever they're doing. And it's not going to matter whether it's a short or a standard length mission. When you come back and you're ready to select a mission, I want all the NPCs there. And we'll use the Lisa and the honorable mention mission that Lisa and Saul Elazad were sent on as an example. That's quite a bit farther away than you guys had to go. That's probably about a week, if not more, of spike drive travel there and then back. Sorry, just one way. So the retro justification is that they were mission ready and on their way in the necessary amount of time, the amount of time that is necessary for them to be back and available next time you select a mission. So they're coming back at some time while you guys are in quarantine.
Yeah, there's nothing saying they left at the same time as us, too. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not like we wait for everyone. Well, I mean, I guess mechanically you do, but
Yeah.
in
Well,
the world, it's kind of like not necessarily like, okay, well, we're leaving at the exact same time for different missions now.
yeah. Yeah. It'll be a little bit of mental gymnastics to try and I think navigate that, but it is something that I want to stress.
The first one's easy though because we weren't doing anything beforehand. They could have left months ago and it wouldn't have made any difference.
Right. Yeah. Does that more or less answer your question there, Tulare?
Yes, it does. That means that we are going to be deciding upon the outcome of that mission, and our characters will learn about it during this downtime period of indeterminate length.
Yes, exactly. And if you want that right now, actually no, let me take that back. I have a post queued up and ready to put into the new Chapter 4 War Roll20 forum post that has the results of both of your missions. I'd like to post that just before we take a break, so that there's no concern over so we don't have that situation where like players are scrambling to read something that just got posted and is immediately relevant. You can just kind of read it at your leisure during the break, or not, and just take the cliff notes from other players.
Works for me.
So, before we do that, I don't want to take a break too early, although we do have a short session today. Oogie, did Oogie want to try and present his TED Talk now, or is he still working on ironing out some details?
Yeah, let's have that wait, because I'm going to need to decide what exactly the form of the recommendation is going to be
Gotcha.
in that regard. I've made some important discoveries, but you and I will probably have to talk a little bit offline about. I mean, to be perfectly blunt, how much influence over the direction of the campaign what I'm finding is going to have, because that's going to affect the nature of the way that I make my recommendations.
Okay, that's fair. Then how do you guys feel about taking our break now? And I'll submit this post and link you to it. Is it too early for anyone?
Should be fine by me.
That'll work.
I'm down with whatever.
Alright, I'm not hearing any disagreement, so let me go ahead and
Down with the sickness.
post is successfully posted. Link is in discussion, and at your leisure, if you don't get to it during this 15 minutes, that's fine. But we'll go ahead and come on back at 12:25. That's about 13 minutes.
What could they?
And I'll just feed these cats here, though, because they're already begging for food.
Already? But it's 45 minutes earlier than they usually get fed.
I know, right? I'm glad you remember that.
All right. Now that you're back, we'll go ahead and bring us back into frame.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. This is a very relaxed session anyways, so no worries.
All is forgiven.
All right. So, I hope everyone's had a chance to at least skim over the missions available to you as part of command planning. And excuse me. At this point, yeah, let's hear it. Make arguments and have some discussion out of character as kind of command level discussion.
We do need that effort drive at some point.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. We absolutely do need the infodrive. The only other things I'm thinking right now is I think the graveyard one could actually be interesting. Especially with the note that she might actually be onto something, because I think that might be interesting to explore. And then the Beyond the Veil thing is actually sounds really interesting to me.
Yep, those are the three strongest ones for me, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Definitely towards the drive-in for a world.
Right. Now, following up on the mission we just did kind of makes sense, but that specific infiltration mission sounds like it'd be better for someone else to do anyway.
I mean, I think who was our face character? Was it Marcus or Boogie or both? It's kind of both, isn't it?
Kind of both.
Yeah, kind of both.
I mean, if Oogie has to be faced for anything other than a financial transaction, we're in trouble, though.
Technically, this is a financial transaction, though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
But I'm admittedly less interested in that framing than I am in, say, the graveyard or the Beyond the Veil missions.
Now, I don't want this to come off as trying to influence you one way or another, but I do
Okay,
want.
but all right, yeah, it is. But
It,
go
it,
on.
it is going to. It is going to. I am not explicitly trying to make you rethink the sleeping dogs mission, but I do want to make it clear so that it doesn't come as a surprise later that these missions won't always be available the next mission turn.
I know.
Right.
Understood.
That one in
That-
particular is probably quote unquote urgent because there's a set
Right.
time frame.
But that's also the problem there, Dex. Because not all of them will be available the next mission turn, we need to decide like immediately which ones we want to do and which ones and accept that others we're never going to do.
Yeah.
And we also have to be aware of the fact that most of these are already on their second mission round. So
Right.
even if one of them is going to disappear immediately, you know, if we leave drive-in for a world to sit for another session, how much harder, how much worse is it going to be?
Right, because that's just giving them more and more time to actually look into the infra drive. Admittedly, like it's been like a year since they've gotten it, so I can't
Yeah.
imagine a couple weeks here or there is going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But I also don't know how far they've gotten, so who fucking knows other than you, Dex.
You
I
know
guess
what?
here's
I
the
don't know either.
question.
Only the dice know.
I know time is wibbly wobbly, but
Wiggly waggly.
I'm sorry, wiggly waggly, whatever. But can we expect something like if we are concerned about, oh hey, things progressing, is it safe to assume that some of the ones that do have, they're like in the immediate vicinity that would realistically take less time to keep things from progressing as fast for other missions, or does that make sense?
It does, and I'm gonna turn that question back to you as players. Do you
Mhm.
want that as an additional consideration, or would you prefer to think of it in terms of, okay, this is the turn, and after we've made our decision, these other missions are all going to get rolled just because they weren't selected? Do you want the time factor to weigh in?
Honestly, I
Uh,
think I'd prefer the time factor to weigh in, especially since I'm planning to grab the upgraded Starfarer thing later on, which will dramatically speed up our ability to complete these missions. I definitely like the time factor to be more of a
It,
thing, just because that makes my stuff more valuable,
it is also something we're more familiar with, because
and it makes more sense, honestly.
yeah, if that's okay with you.
Let me
Ye-
hear from Tulare and Knox on that.
I was actually going to say the opposite, but when Connor made the argument about having a focus choice that is going to make time important, then I will go with that. That I don't want to invalidate that choice.
It's fine. Like it'd still be valuable otherwise. Just not nearly as much.
No,
If-
I'm with you on that. If you're investing valuable character creation resources into having a capability, I want that capability to matter.
To that
As
point,
much as possible.
before we hear from Knox, I will say I am taking that into consideration for some of the for the actual mission that you go and do. So if something's farther away, and I've kind of I've got, these are the events that are running in the background. This is what these people are doing. With the Starfarer focus, I'm going to take into account when you actually select that mission. Okay, well they're getting here bit faster, so maybe
Literally
this
in
hasn't
half the
happened yet.
time.
Mm-hmm. A bit faster.
Yeah,
Just
please
a little
bit
bit.
faster.
Honestly, in less than half the time, because with Starfare 2, you're getting not only half time normally, but also a drive upgrade and so many
Oh, yeah.
extra points towards like making jumps that you can just trim the course a lot more easily. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I'm getting there in like a quarter of the time.
So the general gist is I'm writing these as if nobody has Starfare because there may be NPCs that go on them. But when you select one for your PCs, I am then kind of going back, or I have plans to kind of go back and look at how that shortcutting of time is going to affect the situation that you arrive into. So I am
Right.
already taking that into account.
If that's a consideration, then I don't think you need to worry about time exactly, so long as you're like factoring in that like we're doing things more quickly than
Mhm.
would otherwise be the case.
I'm definitely abstracting time a lot more than I did in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, that's tracking time like that is not easy.
yeah.
No.
So I think that's my approach then. Don't worry about the exact numbers, but like abstracting things and being aware that some of these missions are just a lot closer and would go a lot quicker than others. Factoring that in would be probably the best way to approach it.
Okay.
Like this mission we did now took a fucking an hour.
Yeah.
Once we got there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you guys were
That's probably
away
me.
for a total of maybe 3 days, uh, doing the mission, and then the week of quarantine. Um,
Mhm. Spent
my
more time in quarantine than on the mission.
my preference is to leave things on the mission turn timer as far as individual mission progress individual missions that you haven't selected, how they progress. Um, and that the reason for my preference there is because we're also wiggly waggling and wibbly wobbling the timing of other NPCs. So if you guys, as an example, if you guys did select the mission right here, um, for yourselves, and then you sent somebody else on Graveyard Exorcism, then I would then say, okay, the crew that you select to go do that isn't actually here while you're here. They've already left to go do that.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Unless it's crew from our own ship, in which case it gets really confusing.
Yeah, we'll just have to kind of address that as it comes. I would say no, you can't send Armstrong on this one because Armstrong is indisposed.
No, I think we can explain this as Jai's magical cloning technology, and then people just their clone just dies when
It
they get back.
is Armstrong the first one he's going to clone.
And we do have blueprints for cloning, don't we?
Yes, we do.
You have a lot of data for cloning, as well as
Well,
the
we have,
blueprints
yeah,
that Scarab uses. Yes.
yeah, we do have that. So yes, can we just make doubles of ourselves that die really quickly?
Unfortunately, you don't have schematics for the tech that those blueprints feed into.
Oh,
That
well.
can be a future mission.
Does downtime factor into mission time?
I'm sorry?
Were we to switch over a thing where the mission times are singular to the mission, would downtime also count towards that, or is that always going to be an abstracted period of time in between missions?
I always want that to be an abstracted period of time to let you guys do the things that you want to do.
Hmm.
And I'll also say that if the thing that you want to do is to force your characters to get off the ground and get back out there with not a minute's rest, I'm also on board with that and could see this Oraza organization um, doing that in some mission circumstances.
I ask it because I have a horse in this race. Weapon crafting takes time, a lot of time.
Mm.
Holy shit, it takes time.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. I don't understand why Kevin Crawford made it take so much time.
Every weapon crafting system is broken. Every single one. There isn't one good one.
No,
I do understand. I do
yeah.
understand because I've asked that question before.
Oh, what was his response?
The answer is because any crafting system in Stars Without Numbers is intended to be purely supplemental. The idea that a group of PCs should be able to be self-sufficient without actually going out and engaging in adventures is anathema to his design philosophy.
Okay. You know what? I can respect that, and I'm okay with having obviated some of that by making spare parts the de facto resource that everything can use. I believe his intent was when you craft a gun, you go and buy parts to craft a gun. You don't just pick and choose from whatever computer equipment you took apart yesterday. Um, I did simplify that last campaign. I have no intention of unsimplifying it because I prefer less tracking, but I still accept his reasoning for that. Um, and I think it'll work well in our balance to let Amaya have that kind of downtime of okay, she can craft this weapon because she's got this bit of downtime here. We won't have to get into the absolute specifics of it unless you're building a tank, in which case I may say, yeah, she's not done with that yet. Maybe next turn.
So a practical consideration for our approach to mission assignments, I would prefer in general to assign our NPCs predominantly to the easiest missions.
You don't want them having a chance of dying?
It's not
I
ideal,
want-
man.
I want us to do that.
Well, now hmm. The problem with just assigning them to the easiest missions are like the one thing I'd say is that like again looking at Beyond the Veil, that is definitely the one that's like ooh the most ooh I definitely want to see what's going on there personally.
We
me.
send the NPCs to Do You Even Lift and hope that Beyond the Veil 3 is harder.
Yeah, maybe. The other thing, well, yeah. I think the biggest problem with the difficulty system is that I have two conflicting instincts. One is just all right. I want to send the NPCs on the least difficult missions so they don't fuck things up.
Yeah,
and
that's
the other
kind
is
of it.
and the other is I want to send the NPCs on the most boring missions because I don't personally care about dealing with them.
Okay.
So along those lines, that's actually why I would suggest Do You Even Lift, because it does not look interesting to me. And it also is easy.
Yeah. That's fair. The only thing that is conflicting for me is that I kind of want them to do Disturbance of the Idyllic Peace if we don't do that because it is immediate and it seems like something that the Raza would address. But it's also not something I am super interested in unless other people I'm fine with doing it if the other players want to do it.
I don't particularly want to. And in fact, yeah, I mean, if the concern is mostly about NPCs dying or screwing things up, I suppose that's always the fomentation of drama. And I do like some drama.
Yeah.
I'm going to take us to a different point real quick and note that his presence on the honorable mention mission means that Saul Elazad has been promoted to guard rank 2. It's not.
Oh yeah, we don't have to pay for him anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't have to pay for him anymore. It's not an actual like promotion in responsibilities. It's just he leveled up.
Yo.
Now, to be fair, none of us here had to pay for him before.
Oh.
That was all Zoe.
That was all Zoe.
We wrote a contract that explicitly said she had to pay for them.
Yeah.
And
But she also got access. Oh, that's right. Because they weren't paid for out of the ship funds, were they?
Nope.
Nope.
They were paid for by her because I
Uh,
wrote it that way.
I really liked the way we had our shares set up. That was actually kind of nice.
Dex actually gave us bonus points for setting it up that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got bonus XP for that fantastic contract.
For reference to Lair, we had actually split out shares. What was it? It was like 2 shares to the ship. Or no, it was like for basically any income that we made
Yeah.
I think it's
was split
still
out by
pinned
shares.
in the Darkstar vacant. Yeah, you should have access to it, Tulare. So if you're interested, go on over to the Darkstar vacant category in discussion.
Yeah.
It's the 4th pin down.
Yeah, technically me and Knox technically got less, but we made so much and it wasn't really a big deal.
Android mid out like a bandit with 50% of all the ship's funds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Android just had access to ship funds, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
But which is of course the largest one, I think.
Well,
was
no,
50.
Zoe's share is the largest one.
Oh,
okay.
right. Yep.
I forgot exactly how it was. I just remember that you got twice as much as me and Knox.
Yeah.
It was the largest non-ship fund, because the ship just got 50% of all money coming in.
Right. Anyways, yeah, that was always fun.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Fuck. Let's see.
So this might be a little bit too on the mechanical side. I will type it into spoilers unless.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm not offended by having a mechanical side of things.
Oh, good,
It's
because I
just
was
that
worried about offending you.
I primarily make my decisions based on other factors.
Okay, that's
But
fair.
the thing here is that I imagine we're not actually the ones in character making the decisions about what the NPCs do. So
Right.
Yeah.
So, for your out of character planning, I've already determined that any mission that you send an NPC on is effectively locked. I'm not going to roll any progression chances that I may have assigned to it, and that's whether they succeed or fail. Their interaction with that mission means that it's going to be basically the same, barring any realistic necessary progression, as it was when you made the decision to send them, unless they succeed, in which case it's resolved in that way. So if you're concerned about something happening, like if you're concerned about Mercure reverse engineering the info drive, you can throw NPCs at it, and by my own internal rules, I won't let Mercure roll to see if they unlock the secrets of the info drive.
But the NPCs can make the situation worse.
The NPCs can't make the situation worse. The three results are they succeed. Second result is they fail. The third result is they fail. The second result is stalemate. The third result is stalemate and somebody dies.
Okay. All right. That does change my calculations a little bit.
Okay. I'm glad I told you then.
Because clicking now.
Because it means we don't necessarily have to worry about the more. We don't necessarily need to worry about them making things worse. The only problem is one of them might die, and frankly, all these people are expendable anyway, so fuck it.
I like some of them, thank you very much.
Nah. Yeah, some of them are fine. So we'll just throw the garbage ones at these things, and
The amount of contempt you people have for these NPCs is shocking.
Well, no, that's just normal Lulu.
It is.
I feel like I'm not showing that contempt. Am I?
I need to make up for the rest of you.
You know what, Tulare? I'm happy this contempt is leveled at the NPCs because it's usually leveled at me. in good fun.
Mm.
Mostly in good fun.
Mm.
Sometimes in good fun.
Odd. All right. So I think the first thing we should pick is what we want to do, though.
I want to drag Zoe to see her father.
Odd.
I'm not so eager to do that.
As retribution for these sloppy books that she's created.
All right.
Grab her by the ear and be like, young lady, we're going to go talk to your father about your sloppy accounting practices.
That's not gonna end well.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure approaching Zoe with young lady not going to end well. It doesn't even really matter what follows that.
You already doomed yourself.
We're a good 3 or 4 sessions in. You can roll a new character. It's fine.
Oh god. But yeah, Meowkin, Nox, what do you feel?
I guess the graveyard exorcism is a good one for us, because that was, I mean, there was definitely more in that system before too, so I wouldn't mind going back to that. Of course, I am always partial to finally visiting the Ark, but
Yeah, that is fair.
I had reasons other than just the infra drive. The Ark hives.
A little curious.
Was honorable mention solved?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was NPC's mission.
Then my vote goes for Driving for a World.
Okay. Just to make things complicated, I'll say Beyond the Veil is the one that's most interesting to me. So we have 4 different ones as our first choice.
Second choice.
I was mostly joking about Daddy Warbucks just because I know that nobody else wants to do it.
We're all terrified of that one, okay? We're just
I
gonna
made a mistake. Driving for a World was my number 1 for out of character stuff. Let me quickly reread through them and see which one is most fun in character.
Go for it.
Negotiating is boring.
So
I mean,
what? Sorry, go ahead.
Beyond the Veil with these memokinetic entities, we're going to need something to power the infradrive, right? And it's got that smoke entity shaped hole in it.
Well, now that's not actually. I don't think that's actually a thing.
We don't know. We haven't seen the infradrive.
The infradrive is basically a motherboard-like chip.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, it's something that you can that your drive has been modified to receive, and it slots in as if you were
the Roz's drive specifically, not our current
the Roz's
PC's
drive. Mm-hmm.
We've got a fucking T500 in there, as I've explained.
Yeah.
In character, it's Beyond the Veil, no question.
Okay.
Hunt ghosts and fight pirates. That's my in-character assessment.
I could go for that one. I guess that means we're bringing Riley.
Yep.
Yeah, Riley's fine.
Let's just drag a kid around with us.
So, along those lines, is our NPC loadout going to change from mission to mission?
Yeah, I am hoping it will. It doesn't have to, but I am hoping that you'll give me new names and NPC personalities to write those elevator conversations with. Because I'm only writing them with the people that you've got on your ship, because it's supposed to be relevant to what you're actually doing.
Sure, that's fair. I am unfortunately once again at a disadvantage there, just in the sense that I don't know who any of these people are.
It's fine. Quiet River I have no idea who that
Yeah.
is. Sunny, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Several of these people are completely new.
Actually,
Okay.
Tiller, you've got a little bit more advantage over Lulu with having had more interactions with Sunny and Quiet River.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Now,
There
Libra,
were
I
a lot of
know,
crew on
and
the ship that we didn't actually really get to know.
yeah,
Oh,
Libra, I know. Armstrong, I know too much.
Ivan and Elena.
Ivan has
Wait,
talked a
wait.
lot more. Ivan's actually talked a lot more in this than they did in the previous thing. So,
mhm.
Ivan and Elena were some of the first crew that was hired, actually.
Yeah. So
So they
Elena
did
we
that
knew
well.
well. Ivan, I say, actually, just from these elevator conversations, has a lot more of a personality than they did in the last thing.
So,
Yeah.
so actually, my first question, I'm perfectly content to do Beyond the Veil. Who among the NPCs available to us has the best chance of operating the scanners to detect possible, what do we call people who have a passenger?
Oh,
Bonded?
Bonded.
Oh,
Well,
well, no. I
Bonded
guess,
is one we call mutual things. I think we
yeah.
just call them. Did we actually have a term for the ones that are just possessed?
I don't think you guys did. In my
No.
internal notes, I've been calling them hosts.
Yeah, I think that might be what what was the floating island?
I mean,
place.
possessed.
Kos.
Kos, yeah.
Yeah, Kos. Yeah, I think that might have been what they called him on Kos.
So, so how Western is Kamiego? Is it like pure Western? Like if you would
There's
like
every day at high noon, there's a tumbleweed that rolls through town.
good deal. So in that case,
That's how Western.
given the explanation of how this whole thing works, Oogie is going to refer to them as horses and riders.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works. All right. So it sounds like you guys have chosen Beyond the Veil for yourselves.
Yeah. I honestly,
that in?
I think I'd have to either go with that or Graveyard for the ones I'm most interested in,
Yeah.
and just for my character, running a blockade sounds fun.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that involves running a blockade.
Which I'm good at. Hooray!
All right.
Allegedly. We haven't really seen it in practice.
Well,
You saw him chase down that free merchant. It was only a free merchant, but those things are fast. Not compared to
Yeah.
patrol boats.
Actually, a patrol boat is probably pretty good at running a blockade.
The patrol boat is your best for running a blockade. And
Yeah.
aside from like strike fighters, but those are one-person vehicles.
right.
All right. Before you select a mission for your NPC, there's one more matter of business for you guys to decide.
Mm-hmm.
Accepting Elena because she is already at her max level. Which of the NPCs that came with you on your journey are getting the promotion? Oh, and accept Libra because she's unique.
Who's getting a promotion?
Well, promotion. I keep using that word because it's in all my internal documents, but it's really just they're leveling up.
A level up, yeah. I mean, just based on screen time, I'd say it has to be Sunny or Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it would be more interesting if it was Sunny over Armstrong, because as a newer character, if you will.
And she was our medic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let me see.
So I say
M1.
Sunny, and then we bring her with us on the next mission.
That's fine by me.
Okay. So you want to level up Sunny, and you also want to bring her along.
Sure.
All right. Let's see. So, I believe the next step that we should do is to do things in a reasonable, logical order. Is decide what mission you want the NPC crew to be undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
because that might pull crew from your craft to
Right.
attend.
Disturbance of the idyllic peace. Is my
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah, I think we can probably go another round without having to start delaying the arc stuff, at least. So I'm not. That is not an immediate concern for me because I'm pretty sure, like, even with them with them researching the Inverdrive, we probably have time because that is
Yeah.
a long process.
From
This-
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think I was actually going to say anything more of value, so you go ahead.
Okay, from a narrative standpoint, if Dexter wants new characters to narrate with us or to write the elevator pitches, we can take mostly new people, but this doing Disturbance of the Idyllic Peace gives us a good thing to send the other members of our crew on.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't always want new characters.
No, we're giving you an entirely new cast.
Yep.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I mean, we might take either Elena or Ivan with us, just as a favor to Elena.
Honestly, I think keeping Elena with us makes sense just because I'm pretty sure she's the actual captain of our ship. Because we don't really have another leader type. Yet. Unless one of the other players goes into lead, we don't have another leader type, and I can say right now that I'm avoiding it. Even though fucking Jirao was the worst possible leader, and didn't really make sense, I'm avoiding it with this character.
In this setup, there will probably be an NPC captain of the ship throughout the whole campaign. Main reason being, you guys are considered the mission team, and kind of treated and handled separately from the ship crew. Like, you're not expected to do any ship duties. That's why you put 5 NPCs on the ship. You can, of course.
We're intended to basically usually do our work off the ship, though. I guess
Look
the
at my
first mission
character
is-
that is entirely built for ship things.
Yeah, no. You
We'll just
can, and if you're better than any of the NPCs, then obviously they're going to let you do your thing. They will be in awe that you're so well rounded. But as far as like worrying about who's your captain, no, go ahead and consider it to be an NPC. If any of the characters do grow into a position where they would actually be a good captain, then we can talk about that, and we'll set up something where there's the PC captain and a first mate that's specifically also a captain for when the mission team is away. I'm not trying to lay down law as that's how it's always going to be, but that's how it's intended to be.
For now, I think we're fine keeping Elena as the.
Yeah, keeping some of the crew and leaving some of the crew for other missions, feels like an organic way to keep things rotating.
Okay.
Both structurally and narratively. And
it gives you guys an opportunity to select who is going to get those level ups. Because I'm going to be rolling randomly for if there's multiple NPCs available for level up on the NPC missions. But I'm letting you select among your crew who gets the level up.
Okay, and you said we had to bring, who is it?
Riley.
I've not made a token for her.
Okay, so we have to bring Riley. Does Riley have any kind of specialization, or
they've got their magic?
She's like what, 15, 16?
She's 15, yeah.
Riley is a child. That's their specialization.
Okay.
They're a child, but they're also magic.
That's fine. I just wanted to know if they were going to serve any kind of a ship function. So I go back to, again, I want to have
They are a young mind to be molded.
Whichever of the technicians or the science people is our best choice for running the scanners to detect horses.
Honestly,
yeah, I'm not really with that analogy.
Honestly, it might actually be me. For non-NPC, for overall, but Armstrong is probably the best otherwise.
I don't want to bring Armstrong.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rude.
We've already got 2 of our former crew. We want to get this balanced, right?
I'm sure we could find someone else to start training on scanners. Sure.
Any of your science crew should be able to do it.
What did we pick up this? I don't remember that one. Sorry, any of which crew? You mean
The
any crew
science
or
crew.
Yeah.
science? Yeah, we should probably bring it. We don't give the science enough. I mean, it seems like a mission for Pratt, right?
God.
Well, I mean, if we want,
You guys insist on bringing the worst NPCs.
I mean,
Why?
if you want, though, I think Ashanti is definitely more the biological science, right?
She is.
Like Jai science.
Mhm.
Giants.
I mean, that would be Sunny then too, right? Because Sunny is our medic.
Mm-hmm.
Who would be? I don't like the of those 3. Who's the physicist?
Do we have any physicists?
Or I mean,
Well, actually, we
direction.
do. We do have a physicist. They are union affiliated.
Right, that guy. I guess he's still technically somewhere on the Raza.
Yep.
explain.
I don't think we could. I'm pretty sure we can't treat him as crew.
We kidnapped a dude, and he decided to stay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm probably just like, I don't know, maybe some Stockholm syndrome or something, but not our concern.
He really likes the fucking pile of flesh we've got over there.
Ew.
It was it's actually one of the.
It's one of the horses and
Vega.
riders, as you put it.
The Vega,
that
except
got
the
kind of
horse-
reduced to.
Yeah, the horse got reduced to paste, but the rider still technically lives and is trapped in the paste.
In the paste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's-
it's not a great fate.
It's fine. They can communicate because we made them some vocal cords
Which sounds
that
like
we kind of
crickets.
just attached.
They can communicate. The only thing they care to say is ah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's kill me.
Oh, they can't die.
Yeah, I know, but they still say that.
They can't die.
Well, I guess we haven't really done the research. I presume there's some way we could kill them, right?
We haven't figured it out yet. We can make them disperse, but we cannot kill them so far as we know.
Well, we haven't really tried.
Well, not as hard as we could have, no.
I mean, there's a pile of paste there. Incinerators exist.
Well, the thing there is we're pretty sure that would just make the Vega disperse rather than actually kill it.
Oh, I mean, I was talking about killing the poor horse.
Oh, no, they're probably long dead.
Yeah, for clarification, the horse in this scenario has no head, therefore
I
it
don't like
has
this
it
analogy.
feels no pain.
I'm not going to call it horse and rider.
Yeah.
I refuse.
I think we're just going with host, but you can call it horse and rider too. It's not like there can't be multiple terms for it.
It seems like the kind of thing that works at first, and then you see this paste thing, and like, oh, I don't like this analogy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Boogie has not seen the horse, or
Yeah.
has not seen the paste thing.
Now, for additional
you could
clarification, it's not actually paste. It is the they blew someone's head off with I don't remember what it was, heavy weapons or heavy telekinetics. It was one of
There
the other.
was no. This was the one I think that was actually down on the planet, wasn't it?
It was down on the planet. Was it ship weapons that
Like-
did it?
No,
I don't remember.
It was a demo charge into the
Oh,
like a shaped demo charge. into
All
the
right,
room.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the body is mangled, but there remains enough of the nervous system along the spine and going into muscles intact, that Jai was able to learn these riders, or Vega, don't apparently need the brain once they've possessed someone. They're able to continue to control this
Their
thing.
hosts basically turn into, or effectively work like zombies if you destroy the brain.
It
And
becomes a meat puppet. Yeah.
This specific one was probably long. The person itself was probably long dead by the time we found them. They'd been down there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys are about to get the most gruesome pun in the discussion channel. Then,
Oh,
Go for it.
boy.
so what you're telling me?
Do I even want to know?
Hmm.
Is that he's a headless horseman?
Yeah. That's what
Yes.
we're telling you.
Perfect.
I shall call him Ichabod.
You do that.
All right, let's get back to planning our crew here.
Well, we just didn't really settle on anyone for the scanner, did we? Lulu is obviously always opposed to Pratt, but
They're Pratt.
Who is Pratt?
A Pratt.
You can just look at his face over here, and you can see why
he
everyone
looks
hates
very
him.
he looks very smug.
Okay.
It's just scientist one.
Oh,
And I don't really know what his specialization actually is, but
Being a Pratt.
no, but really.
and I hope you guys appreciate that I did type their rank into the little red bubble for all of them. So you should be able to
Wait.
just click on them, and it popped up
Oh.
all those bubbles, and you can see what they are.
I can't click on any of them.
Oh no! I'm not gonna
Wow.
I can click on tally, but most of them I cannot click on.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, he wasn't included. They were all still when I was giving specific permissions, because I had you know, all the universe players here, some of whom I'd had zero conversation with, and I kind of want to preserve the sanctity of this and not let unknown people come in to possibly mess with things. I don't think they would. I'm just making sure they can't. So I will be slowly fixing that as we go along. You should, however, be able to click on any of the crew in your ship. Pretty sure I fixed them all.
Yep, that is correct. Could you give me access to the science people, please?
Yes.
But we have S tier. Well, they're also sorted by their ranking there too.
Oh, so it doesn't. It's no other notes about them. It's just the ranking.
And yeah, I guess you can get the full picture.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's no other real notes about them.
I'm trying to get a beat on what the science people's areas of expertise are.
Yeah, I think I don't. I'm trying. I'm just going off of memory. I don't think we. Did we ever say? I know, like, because I know Ashanti was like in charge of like the whole biohazard situation.
Yeah, we didn't really explore it too much outside of that.
The problem with science being that it's, of course, probably the broadest thing. Like, the specializations are a much bigger thing in general with science, right?
Yeah. I think so.
But presumably, the lower they are, the less specialized they are.
We've got two elevated level people here, so Command 2, Medic 2, is that what that stands for?
The C
Medic
is
1?
just general crew. So
Yeah, great.
theoretically, you should have 5 C's on your team, on your ship. I've been letting the technician and the guards, the T's and the G's, also serve as C's.
Because we
and-
don't really have enough crew really to go around.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I'll just say that your ship needs 5 crew, and that means you need 3 C's plus 2 others who can fill in, at the very least.
Oh man, and so we've already got Sonny, who is one of the others,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to take Riley.
Right, but none of those really count towards crewing the ship.
But they do count towards occupancy.
Right, but we have what? It's up to 40 people on here, isn't it? Hold
20?
on. Am I thinking of... Oh, 20 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's up to 20.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're not in the free merchant. We're on the patrol boat. So we got a little bit more wiggle room. Like beyond 20, that's when life support starts to struggle.
Right.
We need at least 3 crew. We've got Elena.
If we want to mix things up, I think I want to bring Eva Maria and Natario. I like Natario.
Yeah, Notario's great.
Yeah, see, someone that Lulu likes.
They don't cause problems.
And they don't, and they're willing to do pretty much whatever mission you put them. I don't know how crazy it is.
They are perfect.
She may be an adrenaline junkie, but you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, as opposed to Marcus, who is just a junkie.
Yeah,
Right.
All right, so I'll go ahead and move
Exactly.
Natario over.
Yeah,
Oh, looks like you already did that.
I did. And I feel like we just go ahead and swap. Since we'll doing the sending the NPCs on the follow-up mission, I think we'll let Quiet River go on that, and we'll just take Lily Grace as the technician instead.
yeah, that makes sense.
All right. I'm gonna move her over here
Do we-
to signify she's not. She's part of the other.
So let's
Yeah.
see here. We've got. Oh man! Is Armstrong the mission commander?
Oh no. Like they are literally not even capable of doing that.
Let's go.
So-
I feel like Libra would be an okay mission commander.
Libra would actually be really good at it.
But the goal is
Armstrong being in charge would be such a train wreck travesty that I kind of want it.
I don't.
I don't think we want to go for failure. But, you know.
Armstrong just needs command experience to.
No.
I think there's something fundamentally not going to work there.
You've seen the video in which the rectangle peg goes in the square hole, and then the circle peg goes in the square hole.
It goes in the square hole. I think I shared that with you.
Yes, I love that video.
Yeah.
It goes in the square hole.
This triangle goes in the square hole.
You guessed it. It goes in the square hole. Who's Armstrong in that scenario? Is he the peg? Is he the hole?
Armstrong
guy
is the
putting it
one
in?
that is freaking out.
Yes, Armstrong would be freaking out at that video.
Armstrong is the viewer.
All right, we need one more crew, and I'm gonna say
Yeah, go ahead and choose.
Axel Wenzel
Hey, I was thinking them too, because I don't know them at all.
because I like the cut of his jib.
Okay.
I was stuck between Axel Wenzel, Minji, and Reinhard.
Oh, we still need to. We still probably want a guard or two, or I guess a guard, right?
It's
So we need at least
always a
one
good
guard.
idea.
I'm gonna go ahead and move. I think I didn't hear any opposing to Libra as mission commander on the other one.
All right, let me arrange them real quick.
And we'll just send the rest to, I guess, Ephraim, Ivan, and Armstrong on that. Oh, well, we never really figured out our scanning situation on the Marmoset, though, did we?
Again,
on the
I am
mail.
perfectly capable of doing the scanning.
Okay, so we'll
Like,
just have
I
one.
actually did not get... I did not get hacker, I got programmer specialist. So I actually do get the 3d6 on that.
Oh, okay.
And
So we have, just looking at this from the metagame point of view, we have only a small number of zeros, and quite a lot of ones.
Mm-hmm.
That getting some of them promoted is possibly helpful. So let's talk about it. Who do we think, if we're successful at this mission, that we're going to promote at the end of it?
Was Natario still rank 1?
Yes.
Maybe her. Possibly Lily Grace.
Oh, is Elena
Yeah.
the only
Yeah, we don't have a
C2?
Yeah.
Currently, yeah. So we've only got. Well, I guess we've only got 3 technicians total, but we've only got 2 technicians, don't we?
Yep.
No, we got 3. That's right. Quiet River's tech, but one of them's 0, and the other 2 are 1. So we don't have a tier 2 tech.
Well, is Sunny tech or is she science?
Sunny's medic.
She's medic.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Oh, I thought Lily Grace got a special ability. No,
She
Okay.
did. I don't remember what it was.
It's not on her sheet.
Damn it, Dex.
Let me check my document.
All right. So
here.
we've got our 3 crew. We've got our 2
No,
extras.
yeah,
right?
it is. It's in the notes.
Is it?
Yeah. So if we
Oh.
pick one guard, that would be consistent with.
No, sorry. I'm
No,
sorry. I keep
that's-
interrupting you. That's just the general tech thing. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's technicians.
Go ahead again.
If we have one more guard, then we have a loadout consistent with our prior loadout.
I think this might be a case where we want a guard anyway. So, yeah.
And if we're not planning on promoting them, maybe take one of the better ones.
Let's see.
Maybe not.
Who is a rank 1 guard? Several people right now. Amiklo,
She just had it. I guess that's just I'm just remembering the mission. I think she really liked blowing stuff up.
yeah. Amiklo was pretty reliable too, though.
Yeah.
She's actually good at stealth, from what I recall.
The question is,
Mhm.
does I mean, we've already got. Let me see, 1, 2, and then I feel like Lily Grace and Sunny are both like 0.5 of known quantity NPCs. So that's three known NPCs essentially on board. If we want to mix up. Amiklo, I feel like is one that we know fairly well. at this point.
Amiklo, we know extremely well.
But they are
She
also
was more prominent last
yeah.
campaign.
Very reliable.
And one of the lesser known things about Omikawa is that their pronouns are actually they them. They
thought that was
just
the case.
they don't
Okay.
present it, and they don't correct anyone.
I can respect that. That is all right. They I think would be a very good choice for this mission. Mechanically, but if we want someone that's less well known, honestly, I think of the rank 2 people, Elazad is the least one we know the least.
Yes, and also just get a rank up. So
Yeah.
from the last mission. So maybe we give them a trial, mission, or I think Salazar.
And Elazad would love to be on this ship full of beautiful women.
All
But
right.
also with Oogie.
It is. Not so much Oogie.
The most beautiful one of us all.
He does have a nice hat.
Yeah.
So
As
one
you
last
know.
What's he hiding under that hat?
probably not hair. Bald joke because I'm going bald. So one last
lead into
mechanical
it.
thing. For the mission that you're sending the NPC on, the extra bodies there don't do anything except risk more people, not more people.
But the pool of people that could potentially die.
Yes. And give you
Oh, that's right. We
more
only need
random
2.
chance of who levels up. So
Oh,
right
true.
now you've got Libra, who is effectively a 2, and Quiet River, so you're gonna have the I believe I said the +3 on that. I'll have to go back and recheck my notes. It might only be a +2. But you've got the specialist and the oh yeah, no, it is +3. Yeah. If you wanted to mechanically include the other 3, I would internally reduce that down to 2, because if the mission fails, I roll a d4, and that's the slot that dies if there's somebody in it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, sorry. Hold on. What's the stalemate option then?
The stalemate option is when you don't have all slots filled. It's only possible when you don't have all slots filled. So the stalemate option would be they fail the skill check, and if I've designated this as 1, this is 2, and then Quiet River is 3, and Libra is 4, the stalemate means that on the d4 I rolled a 1 or a 2.
So is
Okay,
there any advantage to having more than 2 people on one of those missions?
Only if the 2 people that you selected as the primary, the mission commander and the specialist helping them, are both level 2.
But there's no reason to
Right.
do that other than
Okay.
Right. Basically, if they're both
Well,
level 2, then nobody can level up. So you would send 2 more people. It can't be just 1 more people. It has to be 2 more people that are not level 2, and give them the opportunity to level up.
So maybe
specialist,
eventually we do 2 level if we wanted. Well, but now then you're risking 2 level 2s on a single mission.
if the specialist only ever provides a +1, correct?
Oh, right.
Let me go back to my notes on that.
Yeah.
And-
Is there a benefit to sending 2 level 2s with? Yeah, I guess it's a question.
There is a
Yeah.
benefit to sending 2 level 2s. I remember that.
I mean, probably just that you gain a better chance of mission success.
Well, my impression was the specialist only ever provided like the equivalent of a help action, which was
I see.
+1.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the specialist only provides a +1 unless both the mission commander and the specialist are level 2. So if you've got a level 1 mission commander, because they're the most, they would be most likely in charge, then it doesn't matter what level the specialist is. They're still going to only provide a +1. But if your mission commander is level 2, then a specialist of 0 or 1 provides a +1. A specialist of 2 gives you a +2.
Okay.
So, anyways, I guess I'll just put the others back in their boxes over here then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I know you wanted to build a crew there, and it's entirely reasonable that they are on that crew, like just out there,
Supporting
but not mechanically.
I was
Gotcha.
gonna say, can we have a slot in that box just for narrative inclusions?
Sure, go ahead and just basically leave them scattershot in there like they were.
Oh. Gosh, I just got back putting them back in their other boxes.
And that lets me know
Okay.
that they are involved. I don't
Yeah.
think I have enough room to... Let's see. I'm not going to worry about it for now.
We'll know.
Yeah, this scattershot won't work when we get more mission commander slots opened up. We'll have to start doing something else. Maybe I'll just stack them up over here. There we go. How's that? How's that look for everyone?
Sure. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because if you're just adding another more rectangles below it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So that narratively indicates that you've got other NPCs out there. It gives me a pile to pull upon when I'm writing the narrative, so I can include more than just Quiet River and Libra in that write-up. but it does not risk their death.
Yep, that's all I wanted.
I thought it also kind of made sense to send a decent portion of the people that were on the prior mission under the follow-up. Was why I just went ahead and chucked him over there.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. It does. It's perfect in the context.
All right.
So disturbance is at a 10 with a bonus of +3.
So they've got even odds of doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
They do. Obviously, Zenthra is within your logistical reach, so you can improve their odds by spending mission points.
Yeah, that was. And I'm assuming this will. I think most likely
No,
that mission will net us more support.
Plus,
So
we're all capped out anyways, right?
You are all
Yeah.
kept up. Yeah, that's why I wanted to make room for those so that you could see in living color. You guys are capped out. It's a lot harder to, I think, keep that in mind when it's not visible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd encourage burning some points on that then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would be pretty bad to lose Libra.
So what exactly do we burn there?
All right. I am.
Probably logistics, right? Let me see.
Now let me reread because this is the first time we've actually done this part. Let's see.
Oh, I guess mission assets. Oh, right. Logistics is for influencing random events, not missions specifically.
Right.
You can also, let me see. They're already obviously in logistics range. What does support do again? Gain information.
Okay, so you don't have to spend any specific type of points, you're just spending points. Each multiple of the mission hex's resistance that you spend in any combination gives them another attempt to succeed to a maximum of 3 rolls. So they get 1 roll, and although Zenthra is listed as a 0, it'll still cost 1. You effectively only need to spend 2 points to give them 3 rolls at success.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. What points do you want to spend?
Do we spend any of them?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Well, I feel like that mission, it's based on the description, is likely to yield support anyways. So we'd get the support. I suspect we'd get the support back.
Yeah, let's go ahead and burn a support then, and then
And one
Hmm.
logistics just because it's reasonably
Okay.
plentiful.
yeah, I think that makes sense.
Hooray!
Using the system. Woo!
Let's see. Under the queue is closed, right? Wait. What's that?
Now, what if we need 10 logistics, 6 assets, and 7 support for something?
Then we're shit out of luck, ain't we?
Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking of.
You have to hoard it until the very last session.
I forgot where Andre Q is. I used to know this. Oh, wait. Is it?
Anricu is fairly close. It's 0303.
0303.
You know, actually, knowing that like people die regardless if they like fail a mission makes me kind of wonder what the fuck would be going on at the talking to Zoe's dad mission
Well,
that gets them all killed.
I'll have to kind of fit that to the context. It's not necessarily die. It's just taken out of play. I mean, for that one, I have had the same thought, and my first thought was, well, Zoe's dad just offers them a job. at a price that they won't refuse.
Oh Lord.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It would obviously have to fit the character. Armstrong
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. But someone like Quiet River might. John Julian LeBlanc definitely would. Rat. Jury's out on that one.
Obviously, he'd betray us for money, right? Then again,
he
he
was
does
already
get paid extra for doing his job anyways because Nemesis was lazy.
Yes.
Good job, Nemesis.
Hey, I've secured his loyalty. Well, hold on. Nemesis secured his loyalty.
No, they didn't.
No, she did not. Anyways,
All right, I think we're finished with the between mission out of character logistics. You've decided what your NPCs are going to be doing. You decided what you guys are going to be doing, and you've spent a little bit of your support to, support your mission points to support your NPC endeavor. I will get a token set up for Riley to join your crew. Do you want anybody else on your crew before we seal that in?
only thing I can think of is bringing another guard, but like maybe one of the zero guards. Just I don't know. What do y'all think?
can substitute a tier 0 guard for Nova.
It's true. What levels is Nova level 2?
Nova is unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, oh wow, I didn't realize you had all the fancy equipment. Listed on her sheet. Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Up
I'm
to
sure
you.
Nova would like to get out and about.
For skill checks, yes, Nova is level 2.
Yeah, skill +2. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
whether that's accurate or not, but
I'm just making sure I'm not shortchanging her. Yeah, Nova has skill roll bonus, equivalent to a guard of level 2. And so while Nova doesn't really have an easy rank that we can assign to her or a tier, when she rolls skills, it's not as good as a crew that would be level 2. I believe Elena has a 3 if I remember right. Yeah, Elena has a
don't know.
+3 to her skill rolls. Nova would have a +2.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, NPC skills never get very good.
I mean,
Well, this is what-
I
this-
was just thinking +3 is pretty good.
Actually, that raises a question. Dex,
Mhm.
can we give the NPCs an unfathomable number of drugs to do missions?
You cannot modify the mission roll because it's not a skill check.
All right. So we can't just use a ton of Psykin.
No. In fact, I initially wrote it as a skill check and found so many problems with that, ranging from, well, crew are better at this, but I want, if something should be commanded by a guard, I don't want that to be a detriment. So that's why I wrote it as, no, it's just a tier bonus.
Okay.
I ran this is a little bit of out of character aside, but I ran a one-shot last week while we were off, and one of the people brought somebody with Henchkeeper 2 and whichever one's the leader 1 2. And
Authority.
yeah, no, they're surprisingly good.
Yeah.
When you spec into it, they just roll higher than players can at a given level.
No,
Oh,
honestly,
with the authority stuff, yeah, it is good.
yeah, and honestly, I say that +2, NPCs never getting higher than a +2 as a negative thing, but it really isn't, or +3, higher, whatever. It really isn't. That is pretty good considering the range of results that they're gonna need to roll.
That also, I have a very short question if you're able to. How much encumbrance does an NPC have?
10 typically when it matters. based on the situation. Like I would allow Quiet River to carry more. I'd allow Nova to carry more, Libra to carry more. Um, I'd probably say that Minji and Gwen carry less. But
My guess would probably be like the androids and guard types probably carry a bit more, but most other people default to like 10 or something.
yeah,
Because
I would.
everyone's stats default to about 10 because we assume everyone's basically average.
Yeah, and that's what I would do
didn't-
is default to
didn't know
10
that,
and
and so
less.
their NPCs had like 3 encumbrance.
Wait, what?
I just gave them the inspiring leader number in encumbrance because I didn't know that because it wasn't written anywhere.
Oh, gotcha.
So they had 3 encumbrance each.
Whoops.
Hold on.
I mean, you could kind of think of it like 3 encumbrance over what they're already carrying, kind of thing. Not like terrible.
Sounds like Tulera's had a crisis.
Nope, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
The office chair I use for my computer is a little busted, and it just collapsed on me.
No. Mine is busted also. It's been busted for a year, and I have an open tab with the new chair that I want to buy. That tab has also been open for a year.
Yeah. My thing is just the seat. You know how these seats like turn and such
Mm-hmm.
because they're office chairs. That bit is separated, or the actual chair is like cracked at that part. So if I tip too far in one direction, it like just all flops off.
Oh. Oh no.
So I have to stay perfectly balanced right in the center of it. Or, yeah, I should probably just get one of the folding chairs from downstairs and use that, but, ugh. Right.
All right. I'm going to refocus us here because there's a couple things I want to get in and done. And one of those is going to require me to pause the music here. First off, let me ask, can everyone hear the music?
No.
I have picked it up very, very faintly a couple of times, but mostly not.
Okay. Well, picking it up faintly is good. Let me, I'm going to start it over and go to one of the louder parts. Can,
Yeah, I hear it.
all right. Can everyone hear that?
Hear what?
All right. You may need to restart your browser. There's very faint music in the background. I don't want to use the old "This hurts you" line anymore.
Such a shame. It was a good soundbite.
I'm gonna have to
Problem
create more
is,
of them.
Sanders not here anymore though, so
Just replace Xander with insert name here. You can start presenting it at birthday parties.
What I should do is just get
Actually-
a news sound.
you do one for like everyone, and just you never know which one's gonna play. And then you confirm that we actually heard it. Say, okay, who was it?
That's true. That's true.
But no, I still can't hear it, and I've reloaded.
All right, let me try something a little bit louder. You hear
I
that?
can hear that.
Okay,
Nice
great.
guitar licks.
Yep.
Unless it was
Alright.
like some very, very faint trilling was the old thing.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a
Okay.
singing bowl.
Yep. Okay. Copy this. So Tulare, this is the first time you're experiencing this. At the same time as I play the news track, approximately the same time, I will post it in Artemis Black News so that you can read along because, the AI voices aren't always perfect. They're pretty good though. Here we go.
Do you need a newscaster voice?
No, I listened in. I've definitely got them.
Yeah, they're not bad.
stolen from loving parents by brutal warlords, their father forced on pain of death to accept payment for his own children. The freedoms are coming home. Based on a true story of tragic loss, unfathomable regret, and a resilience of human spirit that reminds us what is truly worth fighting for. Catch the series premiere of Odd Dream of Freedom from Multifarious on your Showbox chip or Samedia card today. Get ad-free episodes for only 2 credits. Season Pass available.
Okay, that was just an advertisement. I
Yeah.
thought this would be news.
I can't believe one of the wait, no. Hold on. Was that one of the special AI newscasters, or is that just a shitty ad thing?
That's just an ad server.
Okay, great. Because I was kind of worried there for a moment.
No, anytime you see the media.adserve.ai, it's just an ad AI.
Okay. Or an AI or a VI?
It's probably an AI,
Oh,
but
right.
not the take over the world type AI. It's properly, doing its job and nothing more.
Imagine being sentient and being forced to advertise for eternity. I guess people do that in real life, which
Yes, they do.
can you call that living? I don't think that's a life. That's not life.
I don't know. There's scammers out there that scam for a living, and I feel like that would be worse.
I mean, you
can't
can apply
imagine.
some cleverness to that. You can have fun. You can filch people out of money. There's a joy there.
A joy in robbing 60 and 70-year-old people of their
Yeah.
life savings.
Yeah. Some people just enjoy suffering. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. And there's one more that is going to occur as you are making your way out. Does anybody need the map brought up, or do you all have that open sectors in a browser?
I have it open.
Okay. So your path to Anvaku, is most efficient going from Zenthra to Anvaku. Do you want to do something else?
Un is actually probably fine for us due to the limitations, I believe, where only cruisers had to power down and or power down all their weapons and whatnot, correct?
Um,
Or not power down, but remove them. Cruisers and up. I
no,
remember that being the rule.
let's see. Oh, yes, it is correct. Cruisers or larger that have more than 2 weapons mounted. So you're under the weapon limit and you're not a cruiser.
Right. So we were actually probably fine going through on.
Yeah. All right.
Could I ask you a small favor for future reference,
Sure.
Dexter? When you post these missions with their destinations, could you perhaps include include the
The number?
sector number?
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah, that
pretty
actually be
reference.
helpful.
One of these days, I want to memorize all of them now.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I will do that. So, you know where Zenthra is? It's
I
purple.
know where Zenthra is. It's the purple one. That one's easy enough to find.
Un is 0503, and you're going straight left from there to Anvaku at 0303.
Okay. Yep. I found them now. Thank you.
This, I don't think Connor even needs to roll for this.
No, because I Starfare 1.
Yeah, and the difficulty is I think it's like 6.
Right.
Yeah.
So can trim the course a bunch, actually.
Yes, you can.
For free. Yeah, we do that. If
we
it's free to trim the course, there's no reason not to trim the course.
By the way, did I miss us getting our XP and leveling?
Oh yeah, no. Do you guys want to do that during the session, or do you want to do that between?
No. I get to this point, we can do it between.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
We're
Should be
we're
fine.
almost done here. I'm just separating these folks to.
I guess we aren't going to +2 skills, I guess, but
Yeah, no, I'm not going to ask you to make any skill checks here before you
Okay.
level up. Your character's leveled up in that downtime. It would be kind of jerk of me to force a skill check before you've been able to, as players, make that adjustment.
sure.
Why don't we do that at the end of the session then? Everyone's
sure.
okay with that, which is coming up very rapidly. One moment, please. All right. All right. As you fly into unspace, and I believe we have Shrewd Merchant 2 on Uki.
I mean, I will as of applying second level.
Okay. You're able to fuel up for free and have absolutely no issues with doing so. Oogie, the ship containing Oogie is welcome to dock at Directory Station.
Cool.
Get news.
Hold on, I'm trying to look up what Shrewd Merchant 2 does again. I don't have that. I'm gonna find the link.
We'll just copy and paste it all into your character sheet.
Yeah, I think I only got the first part because I was kind of doing it in a rush.
Fair enough.
Go look. Maybe I did get the second part. I forget. I did. Oh, I did. Good. I did get the second part.
All right, I've got one more news clip to play for you. Everyone should still be able to hear it from last time. So when you're all ready, let me know.
Well, I was just gonna say. In fact, now that I look here, Shrewd Merchant 2 should allow us to pass through even if we have a better armed ship.
It should.
Neat.
And unless you go to and cause havoc, it absolutely will.
So good to know if we ever upgrade to a fleet cruiser or whatever.
Okay.
Then I'm ready.
Incoming news.
The United Imperial Shogunate has made a rare appearance on the sector stage, sending a delegation to Directory Station orbiting on XXV. Little can be discerned of the Shogunate's business interests with the Bro, but the Emperor's ambassadors spared no expense and neglected no detail. Clad in sharp crimson, gold, and black ceremonial battle dress, the Shogunate clearly sent warriors to impress and appeal upon the warlike nature of the Bro. Clementine here, reporting from on XXV, for Artemis Black Network News.
Okay, it's really hilarious to hear a newscaster voice talking about the Bro.
I don't actually. I assume Dex named them the Bro intentionally. I assume.
And we're expected to take them, we're expected to take them seriously.
Yes, it's great. It's so good.
I just assume they're an entire species of frat boy warriors, but that's my interpretation.
I feel like when I asked Dexter about it, that's not really far off, is it?
Well, your characters know enough about the sector from the available material. The Bro are Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They are genetically engineered superhumans of, in this sector at least, incomparable strength and physical prowess.
Okay.
They
Neat.
They like fighting. They like resolving disputes through fighting physically. And and they have a whole bunch of laws based on might.
Neat.
They also tend to take things literally, not quite to the extreme that that Drax did in Guardians of the Galaxy, because it was great for one character, maybe not so much a whole race of them.
We can assume that he's unique even amongst his own people in that regard.
He's unique even amongst their own people, but they have cultural reasons for having dismissed nuance and kind of talking under things. They still tend to be very direct. Their humor is very slapstick. Yeah.
They understand metaphor, but not necessarily hyperbole.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. So basically, there's a Shogunate mission on the station we're on, actually.
There is. The delegation is here at this moment.
And and we've got what's the dude's name? We've got Elazad with us. He was involved in the Shogunate mission.
He was.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, I mean, if people wanted to meet with them, we do have an option to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not today, not during this session, but I think as we begin the role play in the next session, Oogie's probably going to want to talk with Elazad about the outcome of his mission there and what what we might do as we're passing through here, given this opportunity.
Okay. Unless there's anything that any scene that anyone wants to play out right now, I'm ready to call this a session. Do our level up and our review.
Yeah, that's fine.
Got about 15 to 20 more minutes of content that I'm gonna hold you for, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
All right.
And then Dobby is a free elf.
Yes.
All right. So let's do the review first, because I do have a question that is pressing on my mind.